Mr. Mills, I believe in this country, we've heard a lot about mothers and fathers in terms of celebrating them. But before we go to that major question, we would want to ask you, what do you think is the role of fathers in the lives of their children?
Well, fathers are the heads of families, but that's the way God created everything. I mean, God created men, and then in the light of maybe other creations, especially the animal distinct kingdom, where it is said that we are part of them, and as a scientist, well, I don't have much to say about anything, but when God saw that man was without a helpmate, as seen by the animals, he decided to get man into a kind of sleep, and then out of his side, a rib was actually removed, and then woman was fashioned out of that as a helpmate for this thing. So, in every way, women play let's say maybe a role different from this thing. Of course, I mean, I know there are women in the room, so they should forgive me, but they're a bit emotional and they're unstable, and they need people to actually. Well, tame is too much. They are no animals, but they have a role to play to control them. For without them, life is not complete. But the men have roles to play. Like we know, the Bible tells me that the man is the head of the family. Okay. You know? And as head of any institution, you have roles to play. If you play your roles very well, I believe that the women will also sort of respond to the way you do it. Now, virtually everything in life is actually under the control of the man. He called the animals by name, everything. And then sometimes when there is a weakness, then we put the blame on the woman. But of course, like I said, because they are not very stable, if you don't guide them, then they have their own way. You know? What do I mean by that? You see a lot of social vices in society now. Sometimes when you trace it, it stems from the families that people come from. Yeah. For instance, when I was a bit younger, I mean, those days I was very handsome. Now I'm an old man. You see that marriages and things were not contracted by the young lady or the young man. It's contracted by the family. They can tell you, for example, I'm males, and I'm very proud of where I come from. But we don't always determine where we should be born. So God himself will plant you somewhere. Now, all families have their values. So when, for example, you are planted in a family, God knows the reason why you should be there. But nowadays, because of lack of ambition on the part of certain families, a lot of things are falling by the side. So people meet at funerals, then they want to marry. People meet at bus stop, they want to marry. Because, I mean, physical things have become more attractive to us. And so people want to either protrude their bottles using some. People want to protrude their breasts because they think it's society. They are responding to something society. But that is not godly. Now, for instance, when families are contracted or marriages and the parents have a role to play, you hardly see any divorce. You hardly, because the families are involved. They know exactly. For example, when we were even very young, even today, but only few families practice that. You go to, for example, the monarchy in the UK, and they will choose who should marry their descendant because it's not something very common. And they want to make sure that, no, this person is coming from that family. If you should marry somebody from that family, they're born. Now people are doing it, but for different reasons. If you go to countries like Cuba, US, and other places, now they will say, because of your height, marry somebody of that height. And then what will happen? They will produce somebody who will be able to play basketball. And all those things are still there. But we don't care. No, we have evolved out of something. And therefore, the way we see things, the way we want it to go. Now, for example, for want of a better way, If you see somebody in Instagram or whatever, you see Facebook, all those things. Yeah, you may have a lot of maybe good maybe features, but the features won't tell about the person's character. The person will tell you whether the person smells. If it doesn't smell, all those bad things will not. But you see the physical things, only to maybe get close and then find out that it's not what you are thinking about. But maybe by that time people have had their own things to do, and it becomes difficult. Then the next one they will say, "You deceive me, you use me, you do this." The one were younger, were in school. No, girls will come, they will spend the weekend, they will spend this. Then some people will say, "Help me finish my course." When they finish, that's the end. But what I'm saying is that if we can go back and look at some few, we all come from families, we have our values. I'm not saying that when you marry somebody, you get even when the parents marry for you, you get the perfect this. We all want innovation. We want to move forward. Somebody can say, "Oh, let me take my time. Let me do certain things." Another person will say, "Oh, especially ladies, they want to marry somebody." I mean, they have coined so many things that some of them I know, others I don't know. But one day is, I want to marry somebody who is already made up. No, not something that will say Debbie, no. But if you look at yourself very well, and then you grow together with that person, nobody can take the person, because confidence comes as we grow, and then we have to go through acquaintance states, we have to go through friendship states before marriage comes in. Okay. But when you start sleeping with the person before anything, I mean, naturally, the person will not respect you.
So Mr. Mills, I would want to find out, what do you think, as children, we end up doing all these things? Because we are most often on social media and doing all those stuff that you are talking about. What do you then think is the role of fathers in our lives when they see some of these issues rising up? Because definitely a father in a home will see the things that the children are doing anyway. So what do you think is the role of that father?
It's the failure of the same fathers that has led to some of these things. Okay. Now, if you're a father and you are doing what you have to do, like I said, every family has his or her values. Yeah. That's a tradition over the years. Now, we're still adhering to those traditions. Because when the man provides the example, normally the woman will conform to that. Okay. I also agree that some mothers, because of the way things stand, they are not patient enough. Like if they be and the man is on, no. I mean, scabia is the way you get it, forget about it. So the men, if they lead by good example, they will always have their children towing their line. The Bible tells me that let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. That is Matthew 6:14. No. So let us follow those. It doesn't mean you'll be rich, but you'll be comfortable. When you are sleeping, you don't care about anything. When you are in the room, your children are walking somewhere. This morning I posted something on Facebook. A man is so stressed up, thinking. So he was at the office or in his office when somebody came and told him, Paul, your what do you call it? Your daughter has been knocked down and killed by a car. Then, so confused and in that state, he jumped through the window. What he forgot was that one, his office was on the 7th floor.
Wow.
And then, when he was going, he realized that, I don't have a daughter. But because he was stressed out, and then his name is also not called Paul. But because he heard the noise and he was stressed out, he started falling. And a lot of things, he realized that, no, it cannot be true. But fortunately for him, he fell on the window mattress outside. So he didn't die. No? But you see, that's the way the world has become. Every small thing, we are not able to think again. Okay. All that we do is, So by the time you realize you have even answered a question that is not directed at you. Life, you say that we need to be stable. And men are supposed to help to stabilize the system. So they are children. It's not about money. When we were growing up, as maybe people would do things for people. Mm. For example, he doesn't know me from Adam, but I can sit in his car and I'll tell him, my brother, I don't have money. And he will take me to my destination. He will say, okay, so when are you going to have the money to pay me? I can come tomorrow or come in 10 minutes time. he will come and collect the money from me. Because there was that kind of, neighborliness, good relation, the truth.
Yeah.
You know? And therefore, people have made friends, even like the Bible says, with angels. They have entertained angels, not knowing it. And it's still happening today.
Okay.
No, everything is about money. Now, young people of today, na money na hand, na bag na ground. No, it didn't used to be that way. You can actually entertain, so they get to know this is the person I helped. You understand? Later you say, oh, the person is a doctor, is this. He becomes your friend. So we put friendship higher than, money. Okay. Unfortunately, people of today, they think the more money they have, the better they live. But unfortunately, there are a lot of things that money cannot solve. But friendship can solve. If you are my friend and you call me midnight and I look at the phone and it's my friend, I will pick it.
Sure.
But if it's somebody who has not been very friendly towards me, and then something has, because all of us have a kind of potential. You are standing here today, tomorrow, you might be in the position where you can help me.
Sure.
If I'm your friend. But now, oh no, Doma is nobody. He will not be nobody forever. When God says yes, he will be somebody. But because you spoil your relationship with him, you will not go far. Now, finally, on this particular thing, there was somebody who was on the train in the morning, and then he met somebody without any provocation. He became so annoyed with the person. He insulted the person. Meanwhile, he was going for an interview. When he got there, he realized that the person he was so annoyed with, and so the person was chairing the interview. How do you think he will feel? But that's how the world has come to. Somebody can judge you by the cover of the book. He can judge you, But what you see today will be this. But again, you ask yourself, if the person has this character, how would the person become when it gets to a point of being somebody responsible? Will it be the same? So the fathers need to help. They should live by example. When they live by example, doing what they are supposed to do, then there will be some kind of orderliness in the system. Orderliness, because people look at them. Their daughters are very close to their fathers. So when they want to marry, they're looking at somebody like their father. They see their father as somebody who can do all things. So when men are able to preserve life, they're able to do what God has purposed for them to do, society will be better.
So you heard from Mr. Odaate Mayors. He says that society will be better when our fathers are responsible for our upkeeping and they care and matter for whatever happens. Before we take our next question with Mr. Mills, we would want you to join us on our WhatsApp page. That is 05560721000. I take it again, 05560721000. Send us your WhatsApp message and then your chat and your contribution, and we'll read it on the show for you.